All right, it looks like we are live. Hello, everybody. How are you? I'm doing this new, so keep me posted on what you're hearing, what you're seeing, if there's any issues. Um, Normally I stream from Facebook, but or from Zoom, but I'm doing it live from Facebook today, kind of going back old school. So, and I'm getting hot. So, anyways, hello, happy Wednesday. You guys know that I'm on here for you each and every Wednesday. We talk about different topics. My name is Tammy Workman-Lopez, or Coach Tammy Star. And my goal is to always be on here and to help you guys get the tools and the supports that you need to remove any anxiety or negative thinking that's in your life, getting new perspectives, new ideas, new tools that you can start practicing immediately and in your life to get results that you're looking for. So that is what I'm here for. And today we are going to be talking about how is it that you can get an unorganized mind organized. And this might be for a lot of different people. People who, and by the way, I am all of these people. People who have ADD or ADHD, people who get distracted easily, people who they just find they get overwhelmed with their thoughts, or they just, they're very creative, so their thoughts are just going. People who are very busy and they have a lot of things going on. So that would probably include all of you. And when we have these things going on, we could find ourselves getting really overwhelmed and really self-critical, like, oh man, I've got this. Why is this always a problem? Can't it get better? Can't I figure it out? And it just gets us really stressed out. And so what I'm going to be doing is various parts. This is part one. So you can start to put these things into practice. And some of them you might have heard before, but I'd like you to put them into practice, not just hear them. Hey there, Maria. Good to see you, sweetheart. Hearts to you. Thank you. Um, so you guys, as you're popping on, please let me know any areas where you feel like, oh yeah, I really would like support in that, or I do have a question with that. I want to make sure that this is as individualized to you as possible, and I do that every Wednesday. Now, some of the things that I've come up with are because of questions that you guys have shared with me or concerns that you've shared with me. And so you even can direct what I decide to do each week by your questions. So please make sure that you're doing that. And just know that's what I'm here for. And I do this because I have also had these struggles, right? These are things that have gotten in my way before I was a business owner. They get in my way even as a business owner. They come up in life, they come up in so many different things, but oftentimes we don't feel like we can talk about it with anybody. It kind of feels like we're alone dealing with it. If we talk to people about it, they'll judge us, or they already judge us, or I just feel insecure if I say these things. So any of those things that might come up for you. Now, you're going to see all of this information that I share with you in infographics. And if you're interested in receiving the infographic, and you might be like, what's an infographic? Well, we take these points and we put it in a pretty little picture so you can keep looking at it, so your subconscious mind actually begins to memorize these steps in these pictures and colors, because that's how the subconscious mind learns. And I share this information because we need to get to the subconscious. The problems that we're having, the challenges that we're dealing with, are because of a pattern that we've created in our subconscious mind. That is all. It's not like there's something wrong with you. It's not like you need to be blamed or judged or criticized or punished or any of those things, right? Instead, you take it light. These are light steps that help you just feel better, right? And they help you know, oh, okay, so this is all I have to do, and things feel better, and that's okay. Yep, 100%. That's it. So let yourself think about these steps as in, oh, well, if I do this, this will help clear my mind, calm my mind. And number one, right? So this isn't one of the tips, but this is just an overall. Allow yourself to notice if you're getting mad at yourself or being impatient with yourself or judgmental, any negative way that you're being with yourself, 100% you will make it all worse, right? Because if you're already struggling and you get mad at yourself, your system is going to go into fight or flight and you can't really think or process the same way. So keep that in mind always over all of this stuff. Anytime if you have issues with your memory, if you have issues with misplacing things, if you have issues with, kind of being forgetful about something, There's various things you can do to compensate for that. At the beginning, do not get mad at yourself, because getting mad at yourself doesn't change what's going on. It just makes it worse. So I want to share that with you. That's a big one, because when we judge, blame, shame, guilt, the body is going to go into fight or flight mode. And then it's going to actually go through this process of, I'm being judged, I'm being criticized, I really am not good enough. And it just really loops all of that process. You do not need that. And these things may seem easy or they may seem hard depending on how it is for you. But those types of thinking, whether it's like, oh, this is so easy, I already know this, limits you because you can't learn. Or if there's somewhere you feel stuck, you're just not going to be able to get it because you already know. And if you already know, you're not going to learn anything. Right? Or if you're just like, oh yeah, that's a problem. It's always a problem. It's never going to get better. This is just who I am. Right? Stuff like that actually gets in your way too, because again, you're not giving yourself room. And I work with people to help them do these things individually. I had to have help from my coaches to help me to be able to do these things individually. Right? And I still have coaches that I go to for different things, because when I'm outside my box, oh boy, right? I can't really think those things through because it's so far where I need to get to. I can't quite think it through and think past what I know. I'm limited there. And that's okay, right? We can't know everything until we begin to learn it. And then, hey, we know everything. Not really. We'll never know everything. Okay, so these are not in a particular order, but I'll share them with you in this order so it could be more helpful for you to kind of try to think about it. Like, okay, if I go memorize it in this particular order, I just have them in my mindset. So number one, the idea is you want to declutter your mind. And you might be like, well, what does that mean? I know how to declutter a room, but how do I declutter my mind? And so what you want to do is, you can do this in different ways. You can write down a to-do list. You could write down what I like to call a to-done list, meaning as you're going through your day and getting stuff done, write that stuff down. And then you could look at the next day. What if those things are routine that you have to do every day? Well, now you have your to-do list. And so that could actually help, because sometimes it's like, oh, I don't have time to do a to-do list. That could help you get the to-do list done. It also helps you to take a look at everything you're doing in your day, because by the time you get to the end of your day, you're like, oh, I feel like I did one thing, but I know I was busy all day. It's just heavy. It's heavy on your body. It's heavy on your mind. And then you can just be like, oh, I got my to-done list. I did this and I did that and I did this and I did that, and I kept it all throughout the day. And so I already see what I did. And this is the same I'm going to do tomorrow. And then da, 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 da. Okay, so I know I wasn't able to get this done, so this moves into tomorrow. So it actually helps you with your to-do list, the to-done list. I have another list I say, to do before I die list. When you're writing your list, prioritize them, right? So there's some things that are like, okay, this has to get done today. And then there's other things that are like, well, I don't know if this ever has to get done. It's just a thought that I'd like to do. So put A's as your priority for now, and put D as your priority for whenever, if maybe not ever, right? So D could be, okay, that one's moving over to the parking lot in my mind. It's going to go up here somewhere that I can go visit in a month, or I could go visit in a week, depending on, what that particular thing is. And you might find, because it stays in the parking lot, it doesn't need your attention. It could go into a journal of parking lot stuff that you can go check into later. There's sometimes things that we want to do, but they might not really be something that is a good fit for us. Or maybe we want to do it to please somebody else. And so it's not really motivating us. So you could keep it to help you remember in, a journal or somewhere you can go check, but you don't have to keep it in your forefront, making you feel bad all the time that you're not doing it. So the other way you could do it is just put stickies, right? And you could even color code those stickies, right? So the A's are pink and the B's are green, and or however, whatever color you want to do it. And so then the D's, if they stay D's, then those can get stuck into your journal, and then you can write them down. Or I like to speak into my phone, and then I have that list that I send to myself in an email or my notes, right? Okay. So number two, if you're creating a list for everything that's in your head, so for example, you might find on this list, it needs to be separate lists, right? So here's my list for my financials. Here's my list for what I need to do for my business and my planning. Here's what I need to do for my health and recreation and working out, right? Here's what I need to do for my type of eating that I want to do in my planning and my meal prep. Now, that might seem like a lot, But as you're doing it, if you write it down as you're doing it, it's not a lot at all. So you could write down what you're doing for Monday, and you could have separate journals if you want, or you could have a journal that has dividers. It's totally up to you. You could use your phone and put it in your notes. So whatever it is for you that's working, do get it all out of your head, because here's the deal. Our conscious mind can only hold about 7 to 9 units of information. Our subconscious mind is kind of like our storehouse of all of our information. And so what happens is we pull the information from the subconscious to the conscious, and we're looking at it. And then, if we get past those 7 units, which is quickly and easily to do. So let's say I'm thinking about coming to talk to you guys. I'm wondering how Facebook is going to work. I'm wondering, is it everything is there going to be an error? How's the internet going to be? Are you guys going to be responsive? Are there going to be any questions? Did I catch everybody's questions? All these different things, that's more than 7 units, plus how I'm feeling and all that stuff. So there's way more than 7 just in that one topic. And so the subconscious mind and the conscious mind are flipping and looping information back and forth. And that's why a lot of times you're like, I haven't even started my day and I'm exhausted. This is a workout in your mind and in your body and the tension that comes with it, right? Like when you're working out, there's a tension. Well, when you're working out your mind with all that thinking, there's a tension and the body just gets exhausted. So if instead the flow is from the subconscious to the conscious out to this paper, okay, I don't have to keep processing. It's there. Okay, did that, got to do that. This is going to go there, that's going to go there. Okay, I see that this one I thought was a task is actually a project and it's many different steps. Okay, cool. I can break that down. Okay, I could see that that's something that I really don't need to be doing right now. I'm going to move that into my B category. Or no, that's actually a D category. Okay, great. What else? And so it's out here. It lets your mind rest without all of that bantering back and forth of information. And it lets your mind be clear and feel more organized so it can create. That's the beautiful thing about organizing your mind is your business is going to get better, or your career. Your relationship is going to get better. Your communication is going to get better. Your planning is going to get better. Even organizing around you is going to get better. So these are the reasons why I want to share this information with you. Okay, so now we're going to move into 3. So what you want to do, and this is like scanning the surface of your thoughts. So in this process, as you're going through this, it allows you to be able to um, see, well, I thought this was a priority, but no, that's actually busy work. And so as you're scanning over these things, you can get real clear on what you need to do and what's true. And sometimes you might not be 100% sure. And so this is where it's important. You want to make sure that you get a coach. I'm a coach and I use different things. So I help people to understand how they're practicing their mindset. I help people to understand how they've got different programming going on and we clean up that programming. I help people take a look at what's working and why it's working so they can duplicate those steps. Sometimes we're just like, yeah, it's working, it's so great. I don't know why it's working. It's just working. But when we can see why, we can duplicate it in other areas and we can measure our progress. That is essential. Okay? All right, cool stuff. You guys are doing great. And those of you who are watching the replay, please put hashtag replay and let me know. Same thing I'm going to ask right now. How is this impacting you? When you're thinking about, yeah, in this area I feel disorganized, write that down. What's a particular area you would like some advice on, or some how would you handle this kind of thing? Okay, so number 4. So well, this actually kind of combines with the scanning and then sorting. So as you're sorting them, it's important that you allow yourself to take a look and see, and this I mentioned a moment ago, is this a project or a task? There are so many things of mine that are a project that I thought was just a to-do thing. This is one thing. Well, let me take a look. So for example, I'm working on my group program and I was like, okay, I'm just going to start a group program. One thing. I'm sure those of you who've started a group program, you're like laughing right now or have done a main event, right? When you do a big thing, there's all of these different steps. And so then you've got to get clear what's the priority. And if you find yourself working in the wrong direction, you might be putting energy here when if you did it over here, this would be much easier here. And so it's important that you allow yourself to go over these things with someone else, because you might think it's a priority, but they may have already done it before and said, oh, no, 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 no. You definitely want to start here. Because if you start here, that's a whole lot more work. This is going to build you up to there. And so that's real important that you get really clear on what's the priority for yourself. Now, you also want to pay attention. Do you have other people's priorities over your own? There's a way to balance that out, and that's essential. You must take care of your priorities as well as work with others, and there's ways to do it. So again, I do work with clients in that regard. So if you feel like there's some particular ways you need to kind of brainstorm that, let me know. I offer a free breakthrough session that I'm giving as a bonus for those of you guys who are in my group. So please make sure that if you have any questions or you need more individualized support, that you get it. You are not alone. Okay? Okay. Um, Number 5, categorize your thoughts. So this is where I was talking about if you wanted to have different, like different little journals or different dividers. So when you're categorizing them, and this is also really good to use color codes. So you've got your finances, you've got your health, you've got your recreation, you've got your family time, you've got your me time, right? But you might decide, well, some of my me time is my exercise time, or some of my me time is my TV time or creative time. And you want to notice also some of those fall in the category of rest that you might not think of, right? So doing your artwork, that could be considered rest, but if it stresses you out, then that wouldn't be categorized as stressed. So that would be categorized as rest. That would be categorized as stressed. So it allows you to be able to really look at it, separate it, help the subconscious mind to see it, and focus on each particular one versus, oh my gosh, I got to get all this stuff done. And so you add your categories. Spiritual would go in there. If you're in a relationship, it would go in there, spending time in that relationship. If you have children, it's spending time with the children. Your family, it's spending time with your family. Your friends, it's spending time with your friends. And so being able to see, okay, so am I going to put this together as spending time with people? And then, just a separate piece of me dating or me with my partner, right? And so you get clear on how you want to categorize those. And there's no wrong way. Everybody's different. Some people want to break it down into many little ones, and some people break it down into 7 or 8. And also, I can go over with you what is called your wheel of life. And so we look at those categories and see where you would measure. So as you're moving through and progressing, you can see how you're doing. Again, it's so important to continue to be able to measure that. As you measure your progress, you then see how good you're doing and where you want to put more effort. Okay, cool beans. So please do share in the comments, what are you getting out of this? How are you going to apply it? What categories would you like to be using? Do you see particular colors? Do you like it in Post-it better, or do you like it in a journal where you're just coloring? Would you get different journals, or would you get one one notebook that has separations? I've actually taken a 3-ring binder, and I do it that way. That's how I do it, and then I put dividers in it. And so that helps me. Then, I don't have to worry about if the journal gets filled or all this stuff. I just move it from the journal into the 3-ring binder. So that's how I do it in that regard. I also use my calendar, my Google Calendar, and that helps me, and I color code, although most of it's red. Red is stuff I have to do, and so it looks like a big blotchy red thing. But it works for me because I'm like, okay, if it's red, I have to do it. And so those are the ways that work for me. And then I also have my to-done list. I'm way better with a to-done list than just starting with a to-do list. My to-done list helps me to know what I need to do. And so those are the ways that I do that. Okay. Um, so number 6 is you're allowing yourself to digest everything that you've gathered. So this can be very difficult for some of us who have an unorganized mind. You might find that you're getting too much information together. You want to keep this simplified, right? It sounds like a lot that I'm talking about at first. It's only a lot by putting it together if you do it all at once. But you don't have to do it all at once. You can do it in little increments of your day. So just like I was sharing with you, um, if you wanted to have the notebook, you could do it like that. If you want to have your Google Calendar, you could do it like that, or you could do both. I actually do both. The Google Calendar keeps my my appointments and my client log and everything I need to do right there. My journal, it's my notes of things that I'm doing, different coaches that I'm working with, stuff like that. That goes into my notebook there. But then also, what's my recreation? What am I doing with my workout? How many push-ups? How many sit-ups? How many, that kind of thing. What am I doing for my foods? Now I have a different journal for my foods just because I have a food program. And so I work with my food program that I work with my clients. And so I also have my own journal that I can look at. But if I'm taking notes or things like that, those notes go right into my 3-ring binder. And so I'm not doing all of that at one time. I'm doing it as I go. But if you wanted to do it at one time, we absolutely could. So it's all done. I do a couple sessions to help somebody get all that together, and then we kind of break it down, and then it's done. That's it. So this isn't something that you have to work on every single day. So I don't want you to feel like it's so overwhelming, because you can get information overload. Those of us who have had this disorganized practice can get emotional overload really fast through information, through emotions, through frustrations, through there's just too much. It might feel like too much to do at one time. And so think about it like little bites. Like today, I'm going to look at, or I'm going to give Tammy a call. We're going to look at the different categories, and I'm going to measure where I think I'm at. That's how you start. That's it. And then, okay, so now I'm going to take each of these little categories, and I'm going to put a little divider in my notebook. Okay, good. Now, you could just have the categories. They could just be a little blurb in your phone notes. It doesn't have to be a whole page of something you want to look at in your hands. Everybody's different. So it helps you to be able to digest everything and feel calm about it and have it feel doable, right? So think of these things as little bites, little bits that you could do every day for a week, and they'll be done, right? Okay. So the idea is also important that you allow yourself to visualize. The subconscious mind works off of pictures and colors, also different words. So as you're going through this process, if you allow yourself to visualize what it is that you want. So here's an example. I want you to visualize, as you're getting all of this stuff together, visualize your mind feeling clean, right? Feeling relaxed. All of the, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta, just quiets down, right? Now, your mind isn't going to totally stop thinking because our mind is a thinking mind. But as you're thinking about relaxing, I want you to think about closing your eyes, unless you're driving. I want you to think about closing your eyes, relaxing all the muscles, take a nice big yawn. Let all that out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let any tension, let that go. Good, good. Feel your chest, your shoulders, any tension that's in here, releasing, relaxing your neck. All releasing, relaxing. Let that releasing and relaxing go down into your back, your chest, your tummy. Yeah, there you go. And just visualize doing this every day. You don't have to do it every day. Visualize. And as you visualize it, your body immediately, just like that, goes there. Oh, yeah, yeah, that feels so relaxing. Like if you think about the beach, or if you're somebody who likes to hike and you think about the beautiful mountains, or the trees, or nature, the sound of the birds, the sun, the breeze, all of that stuff just goes, oh, yeah, that feels good. So immediately, as you're visualizing that, it takes you there. Your subconscious mind has these visuals, has these pictures, has these sounds. Hears the birds twittering, feels the warmth of the sun, can see as you're walking along the trail, can smell maybe. Oh, yeah, I can imagine smelling the grass. I can imagine smelling the earth. Yeah, that's so cool. Or at the beach, I can imagine smelling the salt water. I can imagine my toes in the sand. I can imagine walking up to the water and feeling the water come up to my toes. And I might decide that it's super cold or it's just nice and right and I continue to step in. Or I only go up to my ankles, whatever it is for you. Just imagine that. Now take that same practice and imagine you're going through your day and everything feels organized. Your calendar's organized, your to-done list or your to-do list is organized. You have it color-coded if you'd like. You have it in places where you can find it easily. And because of that, you're coming across more creative. You have more ideas. You have more of a thought flow. You're not misplacing things the same way. You have it to where before something you get put down, you say it has a home and this is the home it needs to get put in. And you're just feeling really good. You're feeling really confident. You're feeling really organized in your mind and everywhere around you. And you just have it that everything has a home, even in your thinking. And you just allow yourself to breathe that in. I'm an organized mind. I'm an organized person. I'm organized with my thoughts, my focus. And I practice this each and every day, and I get better and better because I'm practicing it. I'm also noticing if I get overwhelmed or any negative thoughts or emotions that are coming up, and I'm learning how to address them. So this is just getting easier and easier with each passing day. Yeah. So as you're continuing to do that, you're helping your subconscious mind see what you're visualizing it. You're bringing in all of your senses. Imagine touching. So imagine cleaning things up and getting organized. Imagine taking out that mind trash and that mind clutter, cleaning it up, wash it down, no dust, no frustrations, no stuff getting you. Okay, everything's out here. I'm planning. I know what to do next. I know what to do tomorrow. I know what I did yesterday. It's just really cool. Okay, and I keep it in this binder so I can flip through and I can always know. Now I even have like a CRM, client relations management tool. So now I can go, oh, I called this person, called that person, called this person. I know I need to follow up and call them over here. So let me put that over here. Okay, great, got that. Awesome. Okay, so I know I need to make sure I have a date night or two. Okay, so that's going to be over here. That's in my family. Okay, good. I know I need to do recreation. I know I need to do some exercise. And you can just see all those things as you're planning it out. So I hope this has helped you. And the areas where you feel like, oh, I already know that, but I don't know how to do it, then reach out to me. You're not meant to have to do this life alone, right? If there's areas you're like, ooh, I got that. I want to practice that more. Reach out to me, right? Those of you who are here in the group, do invite your friends and family. Help them to get this information. And also, I have the breakthrough call. So even if you wanted to join with someone else, right? If you're feeling a little nervous, don't worry. I'll work with you and your spouse, or work with you and your parent, or you and your child. Doesn't matter. So you make sure you get that support that you need. I really do appreciate you guys. I want you to know I am running my group, and I'm going to be just for the first 12 people. So please let me know if that's something that you're interested in. The group will be covering different areas just like this one, but specifically getting down into what's going on for you and how to break those things down. And you guys will be asking questions and you'll be getting really involved. You'll be hearing questions and answers from others. So if you're like, I don't know what questions to ask, that's okay. Don't worry about it. And even if no one asks questions, I know what questions to pose because I know I've been through this too. And so I know this is what I did to make these challenges and these problems no longer have to be. And so that's just one area. We work on clarity. The other areas that we're working on, basically the program is called Revive Your Relationship starting with yourself. And so you're going to be learning about why are my emotions so responsive? How can I communicate better with my partner, whether it's a personal partner or whether it's a professional partner, whether it's with your kids, whether it's with your parents, it doesn't matter. You are going to learn how to communicate with them so you feel heard and they feel heard. So you guys feel like you are team and family, right? We're also going to take a look at how are you setting boundaries if you are setting boundaries? Are you continually having these negative patterns in your life and how to break those patterns down? We're also going to be taking a look at how to remove old stuff that's weighing you down, old negative emotions where you're maybe feeling sad all the time or feeling angry all the time or feeling frustrated all the time. Confirmation. So yes, so please let me know if that sounds like something that you're interested in. And again, I'm only taking on 12 people in addition to a couple that I have right now. So let me know, and you can contact me through personal message. You can contact me through my text message. My information is listed in here on the Facebook. You'll see it's also in many posts. Actually, you know what? I'll put it in the comments. Okay. You could text me here at this number. It's my cell phone. You could DM me in any platform. You have my permission, so don't worry about it. So please do let me know, and we'll set up a call for you. I also have a link that I'll send to you that you could fill it out, and it's just basic questions, what it is that you're wanting, what it is that you have done that's worked before, what's not working, and how do you know that you're fully committed to this, what are any resistances showing up, and we'll make sure that we help you take care of those. And we'll make sure that we do whatever it is to make sure that you get the results that you want in your life, that you are having yourself feel heard, that you are making sure others are feeling heard, that you are creating clarity and organization in your mind and your business, in your life, with your family. You're removing that guilt and shame and any of that stuff that's going on, and you're feeling good and confident because you deserve it. What do we always do? Bring it in. Big squishy hugs, guys. You take care of yourselves. Know that you're loved and keep sharing this information out with others. I appreciate you guys so much. You have so many people that you're inviting into the group, and I love you for it because you are helping me continue the mission of making sure people really do not have to be locked in negative thinking, negative habits, anxiety, overwhelm. Instead, they're getting this information to feel free and to have joy and happiness, have the results in their life that they want and deserve. So thank you guys for that. It's my honor. You take care. Ciao for now. Oh, and I'll see you next Wednesday, by the way. It's going to be part 2.